G'day and shalom everyone, Damien here, and I'd like to formally introduce our co-presidents, Zwibelman and Bowen. So today, I just thought it would be interesting to have our Beth Torah family get a little bit of knowledge about the two of you, even though some of them know you. And so I've just got some basic questions here that I'm going to ask you. And shall we start?
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you. How long have you both been here at Beth Torah?
So I've been here all my life. I went through the religious school. I officially became a member in 2014 because as a child I couldn't be my own member. But I grew up here and would go nowhere else, and this is my home.
Great. Nicole?
So I joined when I was in 5th grade when the synagogue first opened, before we had a building or a location anywhere that was permanent. And I was here through high school, took a break, moved away for school, got married, and when we had our first child, Emma, we came back, and I had family here, and just like Zach, even though I took a break in the middle, this has been home almost my whole life.
Wonderful. What interested you both in serving on the board? Ladies first this time.
Thank you. I felt the need to, once I had been exposed to things that needed to be done, I felt a responsibility to be a part of it.
Okay.
That's really the simple state of affairs here.
Zach?
So for me, I've worn many hats while here at Beth Torah. I've been a religious school teacher, youth advisor, student, madrahim. So it was one of those steps that I felt I needed to take to help create the community and culture that, we want to see here. And so by being on board, it allowed me to help make those decisions to make sure our community continues.
Excellent. Now, I was going to say, I believe this is the first time we have had co-presidents, but you just corrected me before we started this. We have had co-presidents before.
Yes, we have.
And they were?
They were Matt and Shanahan.
Oh, wow. So you are now the second group
Yes.
of co-presidents.
That was about 8 or 9 years ago. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why co-presidents? Why not just one of you raise your hand and say, I'll be president?
So I'll go ahead and take that one. There's a couple people that I spoke to about the presidency role. We've had Larry Meyer, who did a phenomenal job the last couple of years.
Yes.
And, we wanted to kind of help alleviate some of his stresses. And
Yes.
so talking to different people, the president's role is a huge role. It is its own job. And so for someone to take that on, it takes a lot of time and effort. And so I approached Nicole and was just like, hey, I don't know if we have time separately, but together we can definitely knock this out of the park. And so, we talked long and hard about it. We spoke with our families as well to make sure that it's something that, one, they were okay with, because we were going to, for the next year or two, this is what we're going to be doing.
Look, I have to say, it takes a very conscious person to admit what they cannot do. One of the things that I have to do often in my role is say, okay, I can't do this, I need to put the call out for help. So the fact that the two of you met, talked about it, agreed to do it, major kudos. Thank you so much for doing it. So what is it that appeals to you both about the Beth Torah family? Nicole?
I might have answered differently 6, 8, 10 weeks ago. But as we've gone through the journey of deciding to throw our hat in the ring, our name in the hat, our name in the ring, hat in the ring, I said it right the first time. And just watching in a whole different light as we move around, the community here is unbelievable.
It is.
The connections to people, the number of people who come out for different things, and just the long-term connections that people have made and are so welcoming to new people as well, is really, it's second to none.
Zach?
So to kind of build off what you said, it's really the community here. I've worn many hats while being in this community, and the way this community works, there's always a space for you. There's always somewhere for you to fit in, somewhere for it to support you. And so that's really what, I absolutely love.
I think that's a very welcoming community. Certainly Patrick and I've said this before, Patrick and I have experienced this ever since my recruitment tour. And I think just coming in, you feel that you have the opportunity to exhale when you enter this building. And I think that's a really nice quality to cultivate. So speaking about those qualities, how do you see those being attractive to unaffiliated Jews? Because one of the things we talk about in KC is we have probably 60% of the Jewish community here is not affiliated with a synagogue. What would you say to unaffiliated Jews who maybe want to try us out?
So I would say that, again, that community, that is something that I think with COVID we've struggled with, not us, but the world as a whole. You get everything over Zoom, everything's remote, everything is now through a screen. And so this provides you that opportunity to build and create community in person. And community is one of those things you don't necessarily think about or realize you need it until you need it. And once you need it, it's really too late.
I would say that we have a mix of people here, a mix of membership, position, people who've come for years and who still may not be a member yet, people who are founding members. We have families, people in the religious school. I don't think that we have an environment that is a concern for people when they walk in the door. We want everybody to feel welcome here, no matter what, and we want you to want to be a member by the time you leave your first time here.
Absolutely. And we had someone who did that recently. They said, don't push me, don't pressure me. I'm going to come for a few services. And then at the end of the first Friday evening service, they came to me and said, where are the forms? So that's the best promo we can get, probably.
Yeah.
How do you see the future of Beth Torah, Nicole?
The future of Beth Torah will be here, but cannot be taken for granted.
Yes.
We are going to wake up every morning identifying a new way to bring in a new passion or a new person or a new topic. And if we do that, if we do it well and we have enough people doing the same thing, then I think the future continues to grow in the light that we've been talking about. Having a place we can go where people are comfortable, having people in others' lives that matter. I think we just continue to build on that.
Okay. Zach?
Yeah, I would say the future of Beth Torah is definitely strong, but not something Nicole and I are taking for granted. We really want to make sure that, as we look for, new opportunities to build and grow our community and our synagogue, that we can make it so the future generations can take it for granted.
Wonderful, and that's what I think too. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and yes, I hope you enjoyed our formal introduction to Zach and Nicole, our second lot of co-presidents.